Now the real test is to see, is it like Granny's? Let's go ahead and put it to the test. Your girl nailed it. Y'all, this is so good. I had the best instructors, i.e. Granny and Mom, there are on the face of this planet. Hello friends, and welcome back to Shay's Kitchen. Today I am super excited to share this video with you guys. I have gotten so many requests after posting my Cook with a Granny series of the peach cobbler, and I did not have an actual recipe in that video because if you have watched it, and by the way, if you haven't, go ahead, I'll leave a link down below. Go ahead and check that out for me. But I got so many requests for an actual recipe, and Granny didn't use a recipe, so I didn't have one to give you at that point in time. So I decided to go ahead and give it a try. Now guys, this is my very first time making this peach cobbler. And I have to tell you, I was a little intimidated, like most of you probably are, because when I make peach cobbler, I make a quick peach cobbler. I put everything in the bowl, mix it up, and dump everything in, and that's my peach cobbler, and it works just fine for me. But it's just something that's intimidating about making a double crust peach cobbler, especially when you have no recipe to begin with. But that's okay. I gave it a try, and I have it just for you guys today. So I want you to go ahead and tune in and watch me prepare Granny's peach cobbler, and you know there will be a full recipe in the description box below. But first, if you are new to my channel, my name is Shay, and I share quick and easy meal ideas specifically for working women. I upload every Tuesday and Friday, and I would love for you to become a part of my YouTube community by subscribing and hitting the notification bell so you will be notified each and every time I upload a new video. And if you come on a regular, I just want to take a little bit of time and welcome you back. So to begin, go ahead and set your oven to preheat at 350 degrees. These are the ingredients that you will need. So go ahead and get these all together up front. The exact amounts will be down below in the actual description box. But we are going to start with the filling first, the actual peaches. We're going to start in a large pot on top of the stove top. You want to go ahead and add about a stick of butter to the pan. 3/4 of a cup of butter, or 3/4 of a stick of butter, I should say, will be sufficient, but I'm just going to use close to a stick because that's what I have. I want to go ahead and melt that down. Now you want to pour 2 large cans of peaches in heavy syrup over the butter. You want to also add a cup of sugar, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and you also want about a teaspoon of nutmeg. Now give that a quick stir, and then just go ahead and leave that there and let that come to a boil. Now it will not come to a boil quickly, so while that is boiling, let's go ahead and get started on the actual layer, the pie crust layer or the cobbler layers. So in a large bowl, I have about 2.5 cups of self-rising flour. Now guys, it's very important that you use the self-rising flour. I'm not adding any baking soda to this, so you already need your leavening agents in the flour. So 2.5 cups of self-rising flour. You want to dig a well in the middle, and you want a heaping tablespoon of shortening to add to this. Now I just literally use what I saw my granny use, and that's one of those larger spoons that you have in your kitchen drawer, and you just want to get a heaping spoon of the shortening and put it in the middle of the well. Now you also need a cup of 2% or whole milk, and that's what you're going to be using as your liquid. Now after you add your shortening, you want to just go in with your hands and start breaking up the shortening and adding that to the flour. So you're simply just breaking it up until it's like crumbling in the flour. Now once you've done that, I would say for about a minute, you want to drizzle a little bit of milk into that hole and just continue to use your hands to mix that shortening, flour, and milk together. Now guys, I'm not going to lie, this is not easy, but just stick with it. Continue just to mix, add a little milk, add a little more milk, mix, add a little bit more milk, and you simply just want to continue to do this until you have formed a big ball of dough. Now you may need to add a little bit more flour. It just depends on how you actually, how much flour you actually put in that cup. I didn't pack mine, and I honestly didn't level it either. So you may need a little bit of extra flour to add to this so that the dough isn't dry. So again, you just want to bring this together until it's a ball of dough. Now using a little extra flour, because your hands are going to be pretty sticky with flour dough, use a little pinch of flour on your dry hand and scrape down towards the bowl to get that excess flour off of your hand. Now guys, if this is too complicated, you can just do it whichever way is easiest for you. I cannot stress that enough, because prior to this, I have done what works for me and it still turns out great. Now, once you have your dough, you want to sprinkle a little excess of flour on your surface and then dump that dough ball over on that floured surface. Now it's to the kneading part, okay? Kneading can be a little complicated as well, but stick in there with it. I'm gonna talk you guys through it. Now, when you're kneading the dough, you simply just want to fold the dough in and press down with the bottom part of your palm. You simply want to press down and fold in, press down and fold in, press down, and you're turning slightly as you do it. I know it sounds complicated, and it may be complicated at first, but again, just do your best and try to make sure that you are fully incorporating and working all of that shortening and that milk into the dough. And this is actually making the dough a little elastic. So once you have completed that, I would say maybe knead for about a minute, 45 seconds to a minute. Then cut your ball of dough in half. One will be set aside to do the lattice work or the top part of your peach cobbler, and the other ball is going to be the bottom of the peach cobbler. Now, using a rolling pin, you just want to roll out this dough. Try to do it in the actual shape that you're baking your peach cobbler in. I have a 9x13, and I'm just going to roll this out as close as possible to a rectangle shape as I can get it in. Now, using your rolling pin, you want to take the far end of your dough and roll it back on the rolling pin and roll it up. So this makes it very easy for you to lay down your bottom crust in your dish. Now, we're gonna go back to the stove and get your mixture that has literally been bubbling. And honestly, you just wanna do this long enough so that the sugar is going to dissolve in the mixture. Now take your boiling mixture and pour this over your bottom layer of crust in your pan, and then set that to the side. Now we're gonna roll out the top layer exactly the same way, but instead of layering it over, and you guys, if you don't want to do the lattice work, you can just simply lay that top crust over the top of your mixture, and that would be just fine. I chose to do exactly the way Granny did it, and that was to do lattice work. So I'm cutting mine into strips. And once I finish cutting mine diagonal into strips, I'm gonna take my longest piece and start in the middle from corner to corner, which is my longest piece on the actual peach cobbler. Now I'm just going to be pulling pieces of my lattice work that I've cut and putting them basically largest to smallest, starting in the middle, so that I cover the entire top of the peach cobbler. Now, after you've laid all that down, you want to get an egg wash. This is just a beaten egg, and go over the top of that dough and then sprinkle it with a little bit of sugar. Now put this into your oven at 350 degrees, and you want to bake this for about 45 minutes to an hour. Keep an eye on it, guys. If it's brown on the top and bubbling at the bottom, you're good. You can go ahead and remove this. So that can take as quick as 45 minutes, but up to an hour, depending on your oven. Now the peach cobbler is done. It is golden brown. It looks absolutely delicious. Now we're gonna just let that sit and let that cool for a while, because right now it's just too hot to actually dig into it. I know you wanna do it, but just be a little bit more patient, and we will definitely dig into this thing. So after it's cooled, I say about 15 minutes, now you just want to go ahead, get that spoon, get some ice cream, because that's how I like it, and go to town. Serve this up. This is perfect for Sunday dinners, special occasions, Thanksgiving, because it's just around the corner, and it will be a hit with all your family and friends. Like I said, I was super excited to share this recipe with you guys. I want to inspire you to get into your kitchen and give it a go. Don't be intimidating. It is fine to make mistakes in the kitchen. That is how you learn. But definitely try this out with Thanksgiving coming up, and let me know how yours turned out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you leave any comments down below. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. Also hit the notification bell so you will be notified each and every time I upload a new video to the channel. And while you're at it, go right on over to Instagram and follow me at Shay's Country Kitchen. Again, I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and be gracious to still have family and friends in your life. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Until the next time, I'll see you guys soon.